Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, thank you
then
so much for
yeah,
being here today.
yeah, of course.
It's amazing because you're my first live,
Yeah,
so I'm very excited about this.
yeah, I know, me too.
And thank you so much because obviously because I've never done a live before and it's a new page,
Yeah,
people won't accept easily because like no one knows you, so
yeah,
it's really hard to start off. So thank you so much for
yeah,
helping
of
me out with
course.
that.
Yeah,
And
thank you for having me.
thank you for educating people because that's the goal from this live.
Right.
Because even myself, there's so many things that I don't know, and I've been like googling everything, like to find out.
Yeah.
Um, so, would you like to start by telling your story?
Yeah, well, let me introduce myself for the people who don't
Yeah.
know me. I'm JD. Well, my name is Juan, but I go by JD. Um, yeah, and I was in a motorcycle accident, May 20th, 2019. Um, I, Yeah, I had my motorcycle accident on a highway. I was going like 55 miles an hour. I was ran into a guardrail, and then I bounced off the guardrail and actually got ran over by a car. Um, and then, yeah, throughout that, I sustained quite a bit of injuries. So, I broke my arm. I broke my both my legs. I broke
Mhm.
my ankle. I split my body in half. I broke my pelvic bone, and I had a collapsed lung. So it was quite a bit of damage.
That's yes, that's a lot to go through. Uh,
Yeah.
how long did it take you, like, to recover from all that?
Well, I could only recover, but so much. There is no fully recover. There's no like full recovery, but I'm still recovering. It's
Yeah.
been almost 2 years. I'm still recovering. It was about uh probably about 7 months before 6 7 months before I like started to learn how to walk again.
Mhm. And that's pretty good, I might say, because most people it takes them like even years.
Yeah, yeah. Some people it takes years. They were just, the doctors were amazed. For one, I even was able to pull through because they didn't think I was going to make it because I technically died on the side of the road. I stopped breathing. Um, and then a helicopter had to airlift me to the hospital. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so after that, I had a very slim chance of survival, and I obviously made it. I was in a coma for about a month,
Mm.
and then yeah, I was in a hospital bed for about 5 months or so. I was in a hospital bed. Um, yeah, I don't know if you know what an X fix is, but an external fixator is like
No.
this big metal brace, and it's like this. It looks exactly like an X, and
Yeah.
it's huge. Well, the one I had is huge. They have different sizes, but basically, it was drilled into my hips, and it was holding my hips in one place
My
because
God.
when my body was split open, it went through my pelvic bone, and it tore the nerves off my spine. So basically, my hips would be like this without it. One hip will be here, one hip will be here.
Yeah.
So they had to drill it and hold it in place, which is why I was in a hospital bed for so long.
Yes,
Because
and but after 6 months, I thought it would take longer after all that, and especially like what you just explained with your hips and your spine.
yeah, yeah, I think youth was on my side, and
Yes.
yeah, youth, and I was also active. I did Muay Thai for like over 10 years, so I think the combination of that and
Mhm.
determination helped me a lot.
Actually, that's one of the questions. Like, is there like a sport that you used to do that you would be able to get into again? Because I saw
Uh,
yesterday you posted that you've got your prosthetic leg, I think.
yes.
There it is.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I'm so happy about that.
Yes,
But
that's
yeah,
amazing.
the sport I did before was Muay Thai. It's for anyone who doesn't know, is like kickboxing, but you use
Mhm.
more elbows and knees. I did that for a long time. I competed in it. You know, been doing martial arts since I was like 11. So yeah, I just did martial arts for a long time, and I think that kind of helped me
Yeah.
with the fight. At least my determination. I had a strong mindset, so you know, I think that helped me for sure.
Would you be able to get into that again?
I won't. I definitely wouldn't be able to compete.
Mhm.
But who knows? I still don't know yet. We'll see where it goes. I'm hoping maybe eventually, you know, maybe a year or two. Who knows? Down the line, I can get back in the gym and start training. But we'll see.
We will
We'll see.
see. Yes.
Yeah.
Something that I want to ask you about the prosthetic leg is, well, first of all, I saw how much it costs, which is a bomb.
Yeah.
When you did that story, I was like, oh my God, like if you don't have insurance, like, I don't know what you do.
Yeah. Hey guys, for
So,
everyone who's asking questions, if you want, we can answer the questions at towards the end of our live if that's okay with you.
yes, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool.
Uh,
Just so we don't get off track with what the live, but we can answer all the questions towards
yes, of
the end.
course. Uh,
Um
Yes. So what I want to ask, because I did Google to find out about this,
mhm.
that but I got like a various of questions. I wasn't sure like which is like correct or not, because some of them said that you can only wear it for 2 hours. Some of them said you can wear it like half a day, and then other articles said like all day. And that's actually a question of mine because I am curious about that. Like if you can wear it all day, like how does it work?
Well, so the way prosthetic is, especially when you're starting out like me, you, they don't recommend that you wear it longer than 2 hours at a time
Hmm.
because you're putting a lot of pressure and body weight on a part of your body that you never put on before.
Yes.
Um, so if you wear it for too long, you can develop sores, blisters,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So you definitely don't want to put it on for like a super long time, like more than 2 hours. 2 hours a day is like maximum. And then
Yeah.
once your body gets adjusted to that for like a week or 2 weeks, then you can make it 4 hours and then so on. But I think, you know, plateauing maybe, I don't know, my assumption would be no more than like nine 9 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so what I want to ask you also, which is a question I also got DM to me, is the mental struggle. Like, did you go to therapy? Like, how did it help? Because obviously it's something really hard. It's not easy what you went through.
Yeah. So no, I didn't see, I didn't have any mental therapy. I didn't see a psych. I didn't, have any of that. Um, I just think that, I had so much time on my hands, laying
Mhm.
down for so long. I just had nothing but time to think and time to think about like pretty much what my purpose was, in life. So
Yeah.
uh yeah, I think everyone is different for everyone,
Mhm.
but for me personally, I was just already determined to get up and get walking and get moving forward with my life.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you said, obviously it's different for everyone. Uh,
Yeah, it's different for everyone. Yeah, but it's definitely not easy. I will tell you that it definitely wasn't easy. I can honestly tell you, I'm I cried pretty much every night,
Mm.
for, yeah, like 3 4 months straight. I cried every night, so it definitely wasn't easy. Yeah.
Yes. Um, what I like that you said, I saw it when I saw your previous live,
Hmm.
is that you said that it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Like when you said that, that was, like left with me.
Yeah.
And I would like you to say, like, what, so obviously it made you change the way you saw life and like see things differently. Like if you can tell us some things about that, like what what did you change after, like
Yeah.
seeing
So
life? Yeah.
so um I say it was a blessing in disguise because, before my accident, you know, I wasn't on the right track, personally. There were still a lot of things in my life that I needed to change that I didn't
Hmm.
change. There were people I was hanging around that I probably shouldn't have been hanging around.
Yes.
Um, and, I've always been a giving person, but I don't think I was really humble enough before.
Hmm.
I wasn't very grateful before. Um, and that's one huge thing that changed after my accident. I realized how, grateful I was before, and I took things for granted before, so, just being able to get up, go to the bathroom,
Yeah, the
eat.
simple things.
Yeah, the simple stuff, going to the shower, anything like that. It's seriously, we take for granted, because there are a lot of people, that can't get up, they can't
Yeah.
go to the shower, they can't eat, they have to be spoon fed,
Mhm.
because I was spoon fed in the hospital. I couldn't even eat, I couldn't go to the bathroom, I couldn't do anything. I didn't take a shower for, geez, like 4 or 5 months.
Yes.
So yeah, it's I just think that it was a blessing in disguise, and it made me like appreciate all the things that I already had that I didn't realize was really a blessing. So
Yes.
yeah.
Um, so what things let me see the questions they've asked is, well, I've told you this when we spoke before about the motivation and what gives you strength, like daily, to get up and do everything. And as everyone is writing also, like, keep smiling because you're always with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Like what helps you, like in the morning, like to get up and find that motivation to smile and do what you want throughout the day?
um well, I would say number one motivation is my son.
Mm-hmm.
I think about my kid a lot. That was my number one motivation right there. um and I would say, I think everyone, has self motivation. We just need to find it. We all have something to live for, what I mean, and we all have something to fight for. And a lot of people may not see it right now, but definitely. Sorry, I'm like trying not to read all the comments. I will get back to you guys. We're going to answer questions afterwards.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay.
uh,
We have plenty of time.
yeah,
Uh,
but I would say, self motivation. I think about my son, and also when I was in the hospital after I got my amputation,
mhm.
one of the ladies working at the hospital made me this, and she just wrote, "I'm a badass. I got this." So every day when I wake up, I look at this, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
that's
what, I got it.
amazing.
Yeah. So I keep it posted on my wall, and yeah, just try to think about family and friends.
That's another question which I saw it there, but I also have it written down. Is if you got the support from your family and friends, like the support you were expecting to get.
Well, if I didn't have it, you mean like if I didn't have the support?
If you had the support, like
Uh-huh.
sometimes you expect things from friends and family, and you
Mm.
don't get it. And also a lot of people like might have been racist about something, or like you never know like how people react.
Yeah, yeah. I had, I had a strong support system in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, after I was released from the hospital, I started meeting a lot of other people and I started getting support system from there,
Mm-hmm.
friends. But, you know, I, I feel, I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like there are so many people that don't have support systems,
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of a huge reason why I volunteer with the hospital right now.
Yes, can
Um,
you tell us about that also?
yeah. So I volunteer with Inova Hospital, which is not far from where I live,
Mm-hmm.
and I work with Trauma Survivor Network, which
Mm-hmm.
basically what we do is we talk to other trauma survivors who's been
Mm-hmm.
in similar events or life changing events that landed them in the hospital.
Yes.
And yeah, we talk to them, we try to give them motivation, try to give them a person to talk to because some people don't have families to visit, some
Mm-hmm.
people don't have friends. Yeah, some people just don't have that support. So that's where we step in and we try to, become friends with them and be that support system that they need to get them through it.
Yes, that's amazing. Like that I can't even imagine that you can do. Like if I went through something like that, I imagine it's so hard like to talk about it. Like even this live, like someone might be okay, he's just doing a live, it's fine, but it's not. Like
Yeah.
volunteering for that and like going through it and speaking about it again and obviously when you see in it and the struggle that the other person is going through, so well done. I find that like really amazing what you're doing. uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
what I wanted to ask you on that is, are there like some support organizations or groups that people can find, or does the hospital like, I don't know, gives you some information that you can call some organizations? Like, how does that work? Or,
Uh,
yeah.
well, there are so many organizations.
Mhm.
Like for example, I'm sure like I'm an ambassador for Beauty Mark Community. There's
Yes.
other organizations like Lucky Finn, obviously Face the Elephant.
Yeah.
There's so many organizations out there that can help. But locally where I am, if you've gone through any Innova hospital in my area, then yeah, there's us, the Trauma Survivor Network, and we go reach out to people. They don't ask for us because many people don't know we exist. So
Mm.
um, yeah, normally we're on the trauma floor where we go talk to like trauma patients.
Yes.
Hey, thank you.
I find amazing what Beauty Mark community is doing because I saw they just joined. Because I
Yeah,
love the term beauty mark instead of disabilities, or everyone calls it something different. But I
yeah,
don't know, beauty mark, when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's an amazing term, like to put it that way.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It
so
is.
when I saw the live actually when you did with beauty mark, I remember that you said that there was like kids on the street sometimes that they would like point at you and be like, "Oh, he only has one leg."
Yeah,
Uh, it was like, and that's why I think like people need to get educated, because like obviously like from a really young age, it's really good to educate your kids about everything.
yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know how you react to that. Maybe you feel uncomfortable. I don't know what's the feelings that.
No, I mean, I would say I don't. At first, I kind of did feel uncomfortable,
Mhm.
and but now I'm very accepting of myself, and I'm very comfortable. I'm still getting more comfortable with myself,
Mhm.
but I'm comfortable to the point where if a kid is like, "Hey, he has one leg," I don't mind it. I seriously get that almost every time I go to the store. There's always that kid like, "Mom, look, he has one leg." But I don't mind it. It's okay.
I know. I mean, I understand that they are children, but I believe that
Yeah.
if you educate them from like a young age, because like
Yeah.
I said, you might be fine, but it might make someone else like feel, bad or sad or whatever feelings they might go through. But
Yeah. Yeah, everyone has a different mindset on that. But yeah, I think it's really important to educate, people.
Mhm,
And even some adults, a lot of adults don't know a lot of things about different disabilities. And,
mhm.
you know, that's what we're here for. That's
Exactly, exactly.
to help everyone.
Yes. What I wanted to ask you is
Yeah.
because I was wondering, this is a question of mine.
Okay.
Is because obviously, like, I try to find out some things before I live, is about ghostling. I saw that a lot of people like go through the stage of a ghostling. That,
So
for example, when you have the amputation, you wake up during the night and you still think that, for example, in your case, like you still have your leg, or you go through shooting pains, um, even though you've been through the amputation. Like,
yeah.
did you go through that? Like,
Yeah. So like phantom pain?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Phantom pain is definitely real. um yeah, so I have phantom pain. It was the worst probably the first 2 months.
Hmm.
That was the worst. It feels like someone was cutting my leg off. Sometimes in my sleep it would wake me up, or I would have these electrical shocks that I feel that I'm getting in my foot
Hmm.
that's not there. But yeah, it definitely happens. Um, that's why, we do mirror therapy. Like amputees do a lot of mirror therapy,
Hmm.
which is supposed to help with that. So you're basically tricking your brain into thinking you still have that limb.
Hmm.
It's kind of crazy how it works, but
Yes, I
uh,
did. I did try to find out some things, but I saw that there's a lot of ways like to get through that. So, as you said, the mirror one. Uh,
yeah, the mirror therapy. Yeah, the mirror therapy is probably the number one thing that actually I'm guilty of not doing it as much as I should be.
mhm,
Um, oh wow, yeah, yeah, mirror therapy for sure. You know, I haven't been doing the mirror therapy as much. Some people it works and they actually need to do it often.
mhm,
Some people don't need to do it as often, and some people don't need to do it at all.
mhm.
Everyone is a little different. Every amputee is different. So it helped me in the beginning. And like I said, I haven't been doing it as much because my phantom pain hasn't been there as much.
Well,
But it'll
that's a
random
good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It sometimes it'll randomly happen. I'll be going about my day and I'll be fine, and I'll randomly start getting pain.
Mhm.
Um, Usually the phantom pain subsides within like less than a minute most of the time. It's like for like 30 seconds or something, but yeah, it doesn't happen as often as it used to.
Yes, I'm guessing like as the time goes by, obviously it gets better.
Yeah, it gets better. Yeah. For me at least it got better. Some people, like I said, everyone has a different situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, a question that they DM'd me is about how it affected your confidence, like in
Mm.
general. It can be like for your personal life or like, is it something that it affected you a lot?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I will say I wasn't the most confident person before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it definitely played a major part in confidence because now, you know, I have a colostomy, I have a catheter, I have one leg. There's so many, things that I was looking at like, oh man, this is just this isn't who I normally am. This is what I was thinking in the beginning. But now, I've come to terms with things and I'm accepting myself. So my confidence is getting better.
Yes.
That's one thing that, you have to work on with yourself is your confidence. And,
Mm.
Even if you tell someone like, oh man, you're beautiful or this and that, it's like something that's inside that, you know, the person actually needs to change to have that confidence.
Yes, I totally agree. Even like with every day, like with friends, people are like, "Oh, I wish I was, I don't know, 10 pounds less, or I wish I had, my hair was different, or my lips were different." Like
Yeah.
people always constantly try to change themselves, like to like society, or, and that's, as you said, like it's amazing that you managed to find that confidence, because at the end of the day, you're always with a smile and being positive, and at the end of the day, the important thing is to have like a crowd around you that sees like how you really are inside,
Yeah.
instead of how you might look.
Right. Right. It's not, you know, it definitely put things in perspective for me. And it definitely made me change a lot of, you know, like my way of thinking, you know, people I had around me. So it's definitely a life changer for sure.
Mm.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Um, all right. What I wanted to ask you, um, first of all, let's turn it into a bit of a fun question. How
Okay.
many sneakers you have? I
Oh
bet
god.
everyone asks you this on every live, but I need to ask. I need to ask this.
uh I need to do an official recount. Uh but I will
Show
say
us, show us the sneakers in the back,
I
please.
I have too many. um but yeah, I will say I think it's around 80 or 90 right now.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be more actually.
It used to be more. It was like 140 before, but I sold a lot. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you also, like, what do you do with like thrift shops? And I see that you do like some lives with the t-shirts and all that. Like, if you could tell everyone that's watching, and then maybe someone like can join that's interested, and especially now
Oh,
that
yeah.
everything that's vintage is in fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what I do is, so obviously I'm on a permanent disability, so I don't work anymore. I'm getting, you know, my income through the government. So what I do on my free time is I go and thrifting. I go to the thrift store. I find vintage clothes from, you know, 80s or 90s, and I resell them. And I meet a lot of cool people throughout the process. Yeah, like Fliptastic Voyage. I met him in the vintage community. He's a great guy. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I do with my free time. Not so much for the money, but really just to interact with people, keep myself busy. And
So do you
yeah.
do like a live, and then like whoever is interested can like buy the t-shirt, like that's how it
Yeah.
works, and then just
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go on live and we'll do auctions, and we'll auction off shirts or, you know, hats or something like that. So we'll, for example, like we'll have a shirt and we'll start the bidding at, you know, $10, and then people will place their bids, and we'll give it a certain time limit and count it down, so the last bid, the person takes it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah.
How come you got into like all that, like with vintage clothes and
It's funny because I've always liked vintage clothes, but I never really started buying them. Shout out to OB Thrifts. I didn't start buying them till I met my friend Keenan. His name is Poetic Soul here on Instagram, and we are friends through the shoe community. We were cool through Dunks, and I started seeing him like doing lives and selling vintage clothes. I was like, man, I look like this looks like something I can do, you know, use my free time and you know, get into. So that's pretty much how I got into it, is because of my friend, and you know, I stuck with it ever since.
Okay. Now this is a question. You need to you need to think about this.
Uh-oh. I need to think about it.
No. This is a business idea.
Okay.
Like, would you think of doing merch in the future? Like, your own merch, like a lot of people do on Instagram and YouTubers, that, for example, they will bring out a t-shirt or like a cap or something like that.
Uh, you know, it's, my sister does that. She does
Okay.
merch, and she has her own company, and she sells her clothes. And from seeing her, I know she has fun, but it looks a little too stressful for me. So I like the great thing about reselling vintage opposed to having your own merch is, you can do whatever you want with it. You can keep it, you can sell it, you can
Mhm.
give it to a friend. There's no strings attached. It's kind of like freelance. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
different when you have your own merch. There's a lot that goes into it. It's more of a business standpoint, less
yeah.
personal, if you will, is less personal in my opinion, for sure.
Mhm.
um but yeah, I'd rather resell vintage than do my own merch. And plus, I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I did my own merch. That's a pretty good
It
question.
could be a vintage t-shirt. There you
Yeah,
go. And it could be about amputation, and then you can sell it. And
that's
there,
true.
there you
That is
see.
true.
There you go.
That's true. I'm not sure. Do you know Footless Joe?
No.
Footless Joe, she's very popular. She is an amputee, and she has like her own shirts that she makes and sells. It says stuff like "Quit staring at me. I know I have one leg" and stuff like that. But uh, that's the thing, it's a cool idea, but I don't think I would ever come out with my own merch, though.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We
but I
would
think it
hope.
would be
We
cool.
would, we would still hope though, because I see people here saying they would buy.
You'd buy. Yeah, that's the thing. It would have to appeal to a lot of people to make sure you're making sales.
Yes.
But who knows? Hey, I could be eating my own words later on down the road. Who knows?
But Katerina says, it looks like your eyes are smiling, and that makes you a real hero to me after all.
Thank you, thank you.
And also
Yeah.
Maria says, I like that. It says the logo would be "You're a badass, you've got this," like the poster.
Right. I know, right?
What I
I'd
want
buy
to
just to
ask
support
you
you.
is, like, for someone that might be going through this, like at this time, like they're still at the beginning, because obviously it's really hard. As you said to me, if like I contacted you like a year ago, like there's no chance we would have done this live, because it's still like very beginning to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, is there something like that you would say to someone that is going through this now, like the first stages? Like, what would help? Or maybe you can like tell us if someone has like a friend, like how can they help them? Because there's never, sorry, yeah, because obviously there's never like a right thing to say in situations like that, because I'm sure that most people, when they go through something like that, they're in denial. So anything a friend might say, usually, it's
I would say, people, if anyone's going through this or something similar to this, especially in the first stages, which is the hardest time, I would say, you know what's going on now. Don't dwell on it, and keep looking towards where you can go, what your possibilities are. Don't listen to what doctors are telling you, because they were telling me all types of things, like you'll never walk, you'll never do this, you'll never do that. And so far I've proven all the doctors wrong. So only you can limit yourself. No one else can limit you. So I would just say, just keep pressing forward, keep going strong. surround yourself with the right people, you know.
Yeah,
That, you
I
know it.
agree with that totally about the right people. Like going,
Yeah.
I mean, our parents always used to say that, like, watch your crowd and who you're hanging out with. And I always thought, like, okay, it's like what they used to say and this and that. But I've actually noticed that, like, the past years, that it means so much, like, to have the right crowd around you
Oh yeah.
to support you. Like, it makes a huge difference and an impact in your life.
Right. Yeah, it really does. And I made a post about, what was it, yesterday or day before yesterday? And
Hmm.
I was like, you know, your friends let you know who you are because they're a reflection of you. So, you always want the right crowd and you want to have that right environment and the right friends around, that can uplift you, and vice versa. You can uplift them. You don't want like too much negativity around you. Um, Sorry, we're getting some questions.
Yes. Okay. Let's start
Uh,
with the questions then. Which one you
yeah.
want to? You can see them,
Uh,
right?
I I saw one person ask, "Where did you get the strength to stay positive?"
Yes.
I think they commented that earlier, but we
Mhm.
were talking. Where did I get the strength to stay positive? Uh, I had to find small outlets on things I could do.
Mhm.
So one thing that's helped me, besides self motivation, is poetry. That's one thing that I love doing is writing poetry. It's going to be different for everyone, obviously, but poetry definitely helped. I also thought about, like I said, my son, and trying to stay motivated for him.
Mhm.
And you know, I just think that I was at the bottom, for so long, for those several months, that I had nowhere else to go but up. So
Yes.
I was like, I've already been here, so
Mhm.
nowhere else to go but up.
Yes.
And I'm not going to surround myself with negativity going up. So, you know, but
Yes.
yes. And how did I support my child to see change as positive as you? Um, Man, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah. So, fortunately, when I had my accident, my son was only 3 at the time.
Mhm.
So he saw me in the hospital, and I don't think he actually understood and comprehended what actually was going on. He just saw that something wasn't right.
Mhm.
Um, but I never let him see me cry. I always smile when I see him. Um, you know, if he was older, then it would probably be a bigger challenge.
Yes.
But it's funny because he never even asked me like
Oh
questions
wow.
about it. Yeah, I'm surprised. Hey, that's okay. I'm glad he's not having any bad feelings or anything about it. So he's actually handling it pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you miss having your leg? Oh,
Well,
are you talking about my leg after the accident, but before the amputation? Or are you talking about my leg from before my accident? Because if it was before my accident, of course, I miss my leg. But uh, if you're talking about if I have any regrets about amputating, then no, I don't.
yes. Can you tell us about that? Because I saw, and I mean, I saw the live also that you said it, but she said before. So yes, you answered that.
Yeah,
Uh,
and yes.
but how come you amputated after? Because at the beginning, I thought it was like obviously happened because you said you had so many injuries, and I
Mhm.
thought it was when that happened, like after like 6 months. Like, how did you come to that decision?
So I came to that decision at first. When I was in the hospital, the doctor was saying you might have to amputate your leg. later on, and I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to do that. He's crazy. And then when I started learning how to walk, I couldn't feel most of my leg, and I had what's called drop foot or foot drop. And I don't know if you're aware or know what it is, but basically your foot just hangs down. You're not able to move it up or down. You don't have any dorsal flexion. You can't move it side to side. So it's like kind of useless in a sense. And I had to wear this like brace to hold my foot up. And there were like certain shoes I couldn't wear. There were certain things I couldn't wear because of that brace. It went all the way from my knee down, basically. So yeah, I had I had to wear that brace a lot. And then there were so many other things, like I couldn't reach down and tie my shoe. I couldn't put my shoe on because I have like 5 screws in my back. So I'd have to have someone else put my shoes on for me. It was just so many things, and it wasn't getting the right circulation that it needed. So say for example, if I were to stub my toe and it started bleeding, it would take a very, very long time to heal. So eventually I was like, cut it off. It was just more harm than good to keep it. I couldn't use my calf. I couldn't feel the whole lower part of my leg anyway. So I just felt like it was best to cut it off anyway. Oh, how do I take my Instagram pictures? I actually have this little stand. It's in my car. I keep it in my car, but it holds the phone so you can get different angles.
Okay.
And it's like this big, and I could place it anywhere, or you can wrap it around like a pole or something like that. But yeah, and I also have a clicker, so I can put it on a timer on my phone, click it, do the pose, and then that's how I get.
There you go. Something we didn't know.
Yeah, I get that question every once in a while. They're like, "Wait, who's doing this?" Don't give away the free pick game. Hey, don't tell anyone else though.
There you go. People like that.
Yeah. So, clicker, and like I said, a phone stand.
What I also liked from the live that I saw was that you said that anyone that's going through this can contact you, like through Instagram, or I don't know if you have another page or it's just the Instagram one.
I have 2 Instagrams, but yeah.
And I found that really amazing and helpful because, as we said before, there's a lot of people that don't know where to speak or who to speak to or where to get help, because, as you said, a lot of people don't have friends or family or support system waiting for them when they get out of something like that. So I find that really great what you're doing.
Yeah, so I often get messages from other people, and then I also look for other people that may need to be talked to, because there are so many people, like I said earlier, that don't have that support system. And I'm always here. Any one of you guys can always message me, call me. Anyone here knows that I usually respond to a message within 5 minutes. So, because I'm always on my phone. And I've spoken to several people, probably in here still. I've called people, or you can call me any time of day or night, and I'm always here. So if you guys ever need to talk, we can talk. And if you don't want to talk about disability or whatever the case is, if you just want to talk to someone to get your mind off of something, that's fine too.
That's so
nice. LaQueen messaged me off. Her and I talk, and oh my gosh, she's strong, man. She's like my role model there, because she's a quadruple amputee. So yeah.
What does that mean exactly? Because obviously a lot of people know
sorry if I am mistaken, but she's missing her fingers
Mm-hmm.
and her hands, and both of her lower legs.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, her and I talk often, and she's awesome. Yeah, fantastic. He answers super fast. Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
what I'm saying.
thing.
You guys, yeah, yeah. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, LaQueen, if I got anything wrong, please correct me because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But yeah, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, she's missing fingers from both hands and both lower limbs. Yeah.
Something else that I want to ask you because, as you said, you got the prosthetic leg yesterday, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, what is the process? Like, how does that work? There it is. Like, because obviously you do the amputation. Like, after how long does the prosthetic leg? Like, do you have to order it? Like, is it through the hospital? How long does it take for it to come through? Like,
Yeah,
give
that's
us some information about that.
That's a good question because when I got my amputation, so many people were like, "Oh man, you're gonna get your leg now," and a lot of people were thinking, after you get an amputation, you can just hop in a prosthetic leg,
Mm.
and it is that simple, but it's actually a lot more complex than that. So, you get your amputation. You wait about 2 weeks for your first follow-up appointment
Mhm.
where they look at your stitches to make sure it's closing. Some people's stitches close in 2 weeks. Some people take longer. In my case, it took a little longer. It took maybe a month and a half. No, it took actually 2 months for it to close up.
Mhm.
And then after that, you go see your prosthetist. And when you see a prosthetist, they fit your leg, they measure it, they start putting you in what's called a shrinker, which is actually this thing. It looks like a sock,
Mhm.
and it basically, exactly what it sounds like. It shrinks
Yeah.
your residual limb down to where it pushes all the fluid in your residual limb out, because you don't want all that fluid in there. So you want to reduce the swelling. Yeah. Yeah, cast for 2 weeks. Yeah, some people have casts. I didn't have a cast, but some people do have casts. But yeah, so after you get the shrinker, they have you wearing the shrinker for a few weeks, or a little over a month, depending on your situation.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, they measure your limb, and then they start casting. And so they get a mold. It's kind of like, yeah, they get a mold. They put the stuff around your leg, so they get the
I'm
shape and
guessing
exact
maybe it's like
size.
clay. Like,
Yeah, it's like it kind of looks like clay or something, and then they take it off, so they know exactly the dimensions of your residual limb,
Mhm.
and then they make this out of it. Yeah, so it's fitted to your leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, for them to make your leg, for me at least, it took them 2 weeks to make this mold.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is
So
it-
they give you your first leg, which is like the one I have here. And then after your first leg, after 2 weeks, they give you your official leg, which is the one you'll be using, for however long you're going to be using it. That's like your more permanent leg. I say more permanent and not permanent because you will be going through prosthetic legs like every year or twice a year. Yeah, because your leg always changes shape. So obviously I have this one. 4 months, 6 months from now, my leg is going to be smaller. It's going to change shape. So I'm going to have a different mold.
Oh wow, you see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, your leg is constantly changing shape as an amputee. So there's going to be times where this won't fit and I don't have another leg yet. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to wear it's like a sock, and
Mm-hmm.
it goes over your sleeve,
Mm-hmm.
and basically what it does is it fills the gap. So this is like the sleeve I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a lot more complicated than a lot of people think.
Yes, I I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Would I ever get a running blade? Um, oh wow, you're getting yours soon. That's awesome. I would love to get a running blade if my body allows it, and if I'm able to. Then yeah, of course I'd love to get one. But running blades are like 20 grand, and insurance does not cover it. So yeah.
That's what I thought because when I was like trying to find like some information, I saw first of all that they cost like a fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the insurance doesn't cover it because it gives you, let's say, the leg that you're gonna use every day, and that's what's important.
Mhm.
And I'm guessing yes, they won't cover any of that.
Yeah. So um yeah, I'm not sure what insurance you have, but my insurance will not cover a running blade. Um, that's why there are some organizations out there.
Mhm.
I think there's one called something Coalition or something like that,
Mhm.
to where it's an organization with amputees, and
Mhm.
some people donate running blades. So there are some amputees that have them, and that either upgraded or they don't want it anymore or don't use it anymore, and they'll give it to someone else. So yeah, there are organizations out there where people can get um, running blades.
Okay.
Am I working at the moment? I am not. I'm on permanent disability.
Hmm. Is it something that you would consider going back, like to work or? Uh,
Honestly, no.
hmm,
Because of everything that I have to do,
hmm,
I don't think so, because my body isn't nearly strong enough. Um, Especially with walking, bending over is really, really hard.
hmm.
If I were to drop something on the floor, there's no way I could pick it up unless unless I have like, you know, I have like
A grape.
yeah, unless I have like a grabber.
Yes.
So I use this to pick stuff off the ground. But no, I don't think I'll ever be going back to work. That's why I'm on permanent disability. There's just too many things. There's too many factors on why I wouldn't go back. But yeah, definitely not.
Maybe you will have your own merch. So there you go.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you like about the prosthetic leg. Like how hard is it to walk with it and get used to it? I mean, obviously you're at the very early stages of that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
have they told you like how long would it take or?
To walk like without crutches.
Yes.
Everyone's different. That's one of those things. Like every amputee is different.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping, me personally, I'm just hoping maybe I'll be walking and within 6 weeks without crutches. That's my personal goal. I'm not sure. It could take longer, could be less. Yeah, you've fallen. I've fallen so many times. Yeah, yeah, I've definitely fallen several times. I fell in my kitchen. I fell in my bathroom. I fell in the parking lot. I fell on the sidewalk. Even when I had my leg, I've fallen. How'd you deal with not riding a motorcycle again? Um, when I actually had my accident, and before I learned how to walk again, I had really bad PTSD. So when I would see a motorcycle on TV, or if I see or hear one in person, it would just give me really bad flashbacks of my accident.
Mm.
Um, because I remember my accident like vividly. Um, so I remember, my bones popping out of my arm, my hand hanging off, my legs, like blood everywhere. I remember all of it. I honestly wish I didn't, but I do. So
Mm.
when at first I had a really hard time with hearing or listening to other motorcycles or seeing them, but now it's a lot easier. Uh, and maybe one day later on down the road, I will get back on one, but it wouldn't be where I'm at now, not where I live. It's too much traffic here.
So you actually consider going on a motorbike again? It's something you would?
I considered it as not a definite yeah,
Yes.
but it was a consideration. Um, it's this area, it's a lot of traffic, a lot of people that don't look out for bikers. But yeah, like I said, if I moved back out in the countryside, then maybe it's a possibility.
Um, okay, I think we've covered. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to ask anything else.
Yeah, if you guys, all right, now if you guys have questions, you can ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I think we've covered most of them.
yeah.
Yes, and the
Hey, thank you.
questions they sent me.
Hey, LaQueen, if you're still in here, I'm checking to see. Yeah, she's still in here. I wanna ask her a question.
Okay.
It might be a little personal. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do a TED Talk? I'm not sure what a TED Talk is.
You need to go on YouTube and check out TED Talks. And you need to go there.
What is that?
So TED Talks is like they have people that we talk about different subjects. So it could be like, for example, amputation. It could be someone that created a huge business and sold it and did something totally different, like an inspirational story. But I don't know, I find TED Talk like amazing on YouTube. Like I love them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Someone said, yeah, it's like motivational speeches too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. If I did do that, it would definitely have to be scripted. Yeah. And by the way, she didn't tell me any of the questions she was going to ask me, so we're just playing this one right now by ear. And LaQueen, I want to ask you, LaQueen, because you're an amputee. Do you have like devotees that contact you? And if so, how do you feel about it? So, for those who don't know what devotees are basically, people who have certain fetishes or they find some type of arousal out of amputees.
I actually read about that on Google.
Yeah. So those are devotees. There are some respectful devotees, and that are, they respect boundaries. Oh yeah, she's back. But yeah, there are some devotees that like respects boundaries and stuff like that. And then you have like your other devotees that aren't like the rest of them, that set a bad name for them and that are really like rude, and they're just like, oh, let me see your stump and this and that,
Okay.
Yeah, she said I've had to block a few people.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Yeah.
That's very interesting though, because a lot of people don't know about that, as you said. And I only found out because I was like looking through things like to learn stuff before our live.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I should ask you that. So it's good that you said it.
Yeah, of course. I don't mind talking about it. It's just one of those things that is going to happen. So if you are an amputee, or if you're going to become an amputee, hopefully you're not, but if you do, then realistically there are going to be devotees that contact you and that are going to be interested in getting pictures. They're going to be trying to contact you for whatever reason, because they're into that kind of thing. Nothing against devotees, you know, everyone is different. Um, and if that's what you like, that's what you like. I have no problem with that. You know, there doesn't matter. You know, devotees can be male or female. I've had both contact me. And like I said, it doesn't bother me any. But I did have to block only one person because
one is not bad.
it's not bad. And I've had a lot contact me. I only had to block one because yeah, because one of the guys just kept contacting me and, you know, telling me, oh, you're sexy and this and that, and I don't mind, like, you know, whatever your thing is, but he kept asking me like to see pictures, and I was like, no, I don't do that, you know. I don't send pictures of my leg to people.
Yes.
I don't even take pictures of my own leg. And so you know, he wouldn't stop. So yeah, I had to block one person. But,
yeah, as you said, obviously everyone is into their own thing, which is fine and respectful, but obviously respect the other person, and there must be boundaries in things.
Yeah, there definitely has to be boundaries, and not all devotees are bad. Like I said, there are some really nice people who are devotees that I actually become friends with over Instagram. There's a couple people that I became friends with over Instagram who are devotees. And they respect the boundaries and they know, and that's that, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, you got to respect people no matter what. Definitely. Yeah, I respect you for you know. It's interesting. Oh my god. It is interesting, and honestly, I didn't really know about devotees until I became an amputee. And then I've done more and more research on it. But yeah, you'll definitely encounter devotees if you are an amputee, for sure. I'm happy I met you too. If you guys have any questions for either one of us, feel free.
Yes.
I got a question for you though.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Okay.
So
I turned around. I was like, what?
Yeah, so I know you kind of told me when we FaceTime before, but you know, obviously there's a lot of people on here who, hey, what's up, Gutted Fighter? He's a good guy too. Yeah, but so what made you want to do this? What made you want to start Face the Elephant?
Let me answer to La Queen. No, I'm not. But I'm all about getting educated. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did tell you, but obviously, like, we had like a really short talk about this. So the whole goal behind Face the Elephant is, as we said at the beginning, like educating people about different topics. We met through Instagram. Actually, I saw your live from Beauty Mark, and then that's how I contacted you.
Yeah, guys, give her a follow.
Oh, the Queen, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, so the goal behind Face the Elephant is that. So it's about storytelling, about any story that anyone's been through. It could be as serious as an amputation as we are talking about now, or it could be like something like really simple. For example, I went to a different country, and that made me like change the whole perspective of life, because I don't know, I learned how to live by myself, or like it could be like anything. Obviously, Face the Elephant is like open. Anyone can like send their stories through and send the video. There's a promo link in my bio. And
yeah, she is amazing. Yeah, right.
Thank you. But I just find that you can help people that go through something similar. For example, like as I said to you about amputation, like someone might be watching it, or even if they were not watching it, because the live is gonna be there afterwards. And you never know who might be scrolling on Instagram and fall on this live and be like, oh my God, I can like relate to that. It helped me through this, and like contact you after and just find help. And as you said, maybe they're not just going through, maybe they'll be like, oh, he's an amazing guy, I'm gonna DM him, and like, I'm going through a breakup. And as you said, like whatever they're going through, they can DM you. And that's the story behind Face the Elephant, because someone might be going through depression, it could be like anything. And obviously, like when you go through situations like this, you feel like you're totally alone, no one understands you. So I just find like really nice that people can see an interview like this or the video and then, you know, relate or send questions in.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you. And I'm very excited about this. And you're the first person to start, so there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for those who follow me, would you mind telling them where you're based?
Yes, I'm based.
Where you're from?
Yes. Well, you see, that's two questions. Because I'm from Greece, but I live in the UK. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, Le Queen, thank you so much.
Yeah. She just started this page, so yeah, guys, please give her a follow.
And also, Le Queen, please DM me after.
Yeah. I want to see La Queen hop on a live because
exactly.
I know she has a story. You're in Maryland? What part of Maryland? You're not far from me. She has I know she has a story to tell for sure.
Okay. that would be nice. I think we have also another Greek here. There you go. All right. Well, if anyone, doesn't have anything else to ask, obviously this is gonna be on the page. I'm gonna also upload it on the channel of Face the Elephant, so it will be there also. And I just want to thank you. Like, I know I keep saying this.
No, you're fine.
But I'm so excited because I'm excited about the whole thing with Face the Elephant, and I'm so happy you were the first person I had because I love your positivity and you're always smiling, and I find that it's amazing, and it's so nice to like meet people like that.
Yeah.
Like after going like a struggle like that, I mean, if I wouldn't blame you if you were like miserable and not happy, like me, like I don't want to talk to you. No, I'm not. Like. But you still with a smile, and I find that so great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm glad you even asked me to come on. You know, it's you don't get much out of being in a negative state of mind. And honestly, everyone has that. I have that negative state sometimes, but it's just really important that we don't dwell on it and we don't stay in it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the love. I really appreciate it.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, she needs to create a hashtag. I know. Maybe hey, or Face the Elephant hashtag.
Yes,
I don't want to create it. It's your page. It's your page.
No, come on. I'm giving you ideas for merch. You're giving me ideas for hashtags. There you go.
Yeah, whatever you want to choose for your hashtag. Yeah, but she's right. You definitely should. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, but you're if you're 30 minutes from National Harbor, I'm about 20 minutes or less from there. So yeah, you're not far.
You guys need to also do a live. There you go.
Yeah. Maybe La Queen, if she wants to ever do a live, or anyone else wants to. Yeah. I mean, she knows. She messages me. She'll definitely let me know.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Great. Thank you so much again. And I would love to have you back at some point. Awesome. I think everyone would. I see the support is really, everyone's very happy with today's live.
Yeah.
Have been inspired. So I hope we can all get a little bit of your positivity and motivation in life.
Yeah.
I find it amazing.
Yeah, guys, just please realize how blessed you are and just be thankful for what you have, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, she said she doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, La Queen, also contact her after, you know,
Yes,
afterwards.
I am waiting for the DM.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Thank you
thank you so
so.
much for putting me on. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad we could do this together. And thank you everyone for the love and support overseas, especially too. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, she says she will. Cool.
And I hope we will have a follow-up interview soon.
Yes, definitely.
I think you have groupies already.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a
Yeah.
lovely evening.
All right, you too. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
take care.
Bye.